Ja.
Okay. Edgar Rojas, how does it feel to be married to TikTok star Marianne Faith?
I can't believe it's actually happening. It's amazing.
What's your favorite thing that's come of her being a TikTok star?
The secondhand fame.
Really? Because the whole point of this video is because no one knew I was married.
Oh, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Marianne from It's Marianne Faith on TikTok, and today we are doing a video with my husband because one of my number one commented exclamation is, "You're married?" anytime I mention my husband. So I figured just get it out there. I am in fact married. This is my husband. And when people find out that I'm married, the next question we get is, "Oh, how did y'all date? How long have y'all been married?" Things like that. So we're just going to tell our little story and answer some questions along the way, I guess.
All right. So it all started back in 2018. Mm-hmm. And you remember the month?
It was February 6th.
Wow. Even to the date.
Even to the date.
And how do you remember that date so well?
I had to go on Snapchat, I think, and I scrolled all the way back through our messages.
That's
and
commitment.
yeah. Well, that's how anniversaries are important, so I had to make sure.
And that's when we started talking, or was that our first date?
That was just our first date.
That was our first date.
Like, how did we meet?
How did we meet? I guess I'm jumping
How did
ahead.
you get to ask me on this date?
So there I was, swiping on Tinder. Marianne pops up. And I guess there needs to be some backstory.
Well, provide it.
On why that is crucial. So my younger sister was in your grade.
Correct.
And your older sister was in my grade.
Yes.
And we come from a small town in Georgia.
Very small.
And we're just about everyone knows each other.
Just about. However, we didn't really know each other.
We didn't. Our paths didn't quite cross. They almost ran
almost.
parallel.
Yeah.
To each other.
Because I played volleyball with your sister.
Yeah, you played volleyball, so I knew you were on the team. Mm-hmm. But at that point, you were in high school, and I was out of high school, so it wasn't even a potential. It wasn't even a thought.
Well, I remember I had seen you in the stands at volleyball games, and I had been older brother, but that was it. That was all I had.
Yeah. I remember you being fierce on the volleyball team.
Well, thank you.
I remember it was you and my sister that were kind of
we were captains together.
Y'all were the lead of the team. But anyway, so fast forward a couple of years, you're in college in our hometown.
Correct.
And I think I had just graduated, or maybe I was on my last year, or something. I think I had graduated.
Yeah.
But so I saw you on Tinder, and I was like, oh, I know of Marianne. And I was like, I wonder how she swiped. I mean, obviously, aside from having oh, wow, she's beautiful.
Oh, well, thanks.
So I swiped, I guess, right, or whatever it was. And,
I think it's right, yeah.
It matched, and I was like, oh.
So I saw you on Tinder. I was at work, and I was in the little corner where we all would stand to hide our phones when we were slow. And I saw you, and I was like, ooh, he's cute. And then I noticed the name, and I was like, ooh, that's your sister's. That's her older brother. Almost. And I was like, oh, I wonder what that would
Was it out of spite?
No, I sincerely thought you were cute, but then I felt like maybe I shouldn't, and because you were in my sister's grade, I felt like that was off limits, but I was an adult, so it doesn't matter, and I was like, let me just shoot my shot. He can just swipe on me, whatever. What's the harm?
I remember having similar thoughts because I was actually kind of scared of what my sister was going to say. I was like, oh, Lord, what is she going to say? Because I knew y'all played volleyball. And
we were both scared of both of our sisters.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't quite tell, or I couldn't quite remember if, you liked Arlette or if you didn't like Arlette.
Or if she liked me or if she didn't like me.
So I was nervous about that. But
yeah.
You ended up adamantly saying that you were no longer in a relationship, so.
Yeah, after that was the very first thing you asked me. I got the notification that we had matched, and I was like, oh, and then I got a notification that you sent me a message, and I was like, it's happening. And then the message was just hey, aren't you still dating your ex? And I was like, oh. I thought it was going to be a pickup line. I thought he was going to like tell me he thought I was cute, but he's just like, are you supposed to be here?
You wanted a cheesy pickup line?
I did. I did want one.
You're the funny one in the relationship.
Thank you. I'm glad you admit that. So where were we? We got to our first date.
Yes, first date. So we ended up meeting at a little hibachi restaurant in our hometown, the one across from the middle school, and
also connected to a motel.
Yes. We ate lunch or whatever it was, and then we bonded over our similar frustrations or dislikes of small town people.
Yeah, you actually worked in the rival Mexican restaurant that I worked at.
I did.
So we bonded over that because I worked at one Mexican restaurant and you worked at the other.
Right. So
we were like, man, Mexican restaurant customers suck.
I started, so we really did bond over. Man, your whole life has been this waitressing thing.
I know, everything has been dictated by that freaking restaurant.
Wow. So yeah, we bonded over frustrations of working and having difficult customers and whatnot, and being from a small town, being able to name which ones.
Yeah, what teachers and coaches and classmates and churchgoers and whatnot. We know them all.
So afterwards, I think you had to go to back to class.
Correct.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was still actively taking classes. So you asked me what I was doing after we had lunch because you liked me so much, and I was like, I actually have to get to class. And you're like, okay, well, I was just gonna go grocery shopping. I wasn't doing anything exciting anyway.
Yeah, so we split ways, and you went to class. And
yeah, but my class was canceled. There was a note on the door after I got all the way on campus, which wasn't even that far because everything is concentrated in one spot, basically. So where we had lunch and my campus was 4 miles maybe?
Not even.
Yeah.
Not even.
There's a note on the door that said class was canceled, so I was texted, I got my phone out immediately and was like, hey, you'll never guess.
So I took you on a very exciting trip to Walmart.
I remember feeling a little embarrassed almost because I texted you oh, class got canceled in case you want to do anything. And you responded with something like, I'm just going to go grocery shopping. And I was like, I know. I thought I could do it with you. Yeah.
Wasn't anything exciting, but we went grocery shopping, ran some errands, and then I don't remember what happened after that. Do we just part ways until the next date?
Yeah. You got the groceries back in your car, and you took me back to campus to get my car.
Anyway, so that was our first date.
Yeah, and you were very upfront with me about your prior commitments before we were to get involved.
Prior commitments.
Yeah, you had the next 3 years of your life planned out.
Yeah, basically 5 years.
Yeah.
So, a little background. I'm in the military, and I knew whenever I met Marianne that I was supposed to go on a deployment later that year or the beginning of next year.
Yeah, end of 18, beginning of 19.
Right. So, I told Marianne, and in March I had to report to Virginia for 4 months of training.
Yeah, and so you were gone for 4 months and didn't come back until July.
And after I came back from that training, I had a couple weeks in Arkansas doing hazmat training.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I had a couple weeks down at Fort Stewart doing, it's called UMO training, but it's whenever they teach you how to load and distribute and ship or pack and ship containers and all that across country. And then I think I had pre-mobilization training that started right after that in preparation for the deployment, which was supposed to be 9 months long.
Yeah. Because I think after September, from September to December, you just had a couple holidays and weekends here and there that you could come back home. Our first Thanksgiving was I hadn't seen you 2 weeks before, and then I didn't see you until Christmas, basically.
I think all in all in 2018, from the time that I met you
to the time
that I had to leave, we probably only spent 3 or 4 months together.
Yeah, physically in each other's presence.
Right.
It was
right.
A little more than 3, not quite 4 months.
So going into the deployment, we were kind of both
weird. Very weird.
Yeah, because we were we haven't really been around each other long enough to know how serious this is and if it's going to survive a long distance relationship, and then the whole troubles of it being a deployment.
Yeah, long time.
And you hear all the stories of like Jody and being unfaithful, and then having fears if you're even going to come back, and just all of that stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
So we were kind of both just taking a step in faith and seeing like, hey, is this going to work or not?
Yeah, because I knew that like I couldn't realistically expect you to like still be holding out for me after 9 months of Afghanistan. For me, that we've only been in each other's, physical space for 3.5 months. So I was like, and also I know you were kind of thinking the same thing. Like, well, I can't really ask her to wait for me for all those months, like me going to war, and like we didn't know what contact was going to be like. It's like we've only been together for 3.5 months, but we really liked each other, and I think quietly both of us like wanted it to work. So we just kind of kept writing it out while it was fun and comfortable, and it was pretty easy.
And then luckily the deployment got cut short by a couple months.
It sure did, yes.
And we had the option to go on a second deployment, like back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like an activation at the southern border, like I guess immigrant trafficking or cartels or whatever it is, but we had a mission going down there, and I didn't do it because I knew that you wanted me home. I don't know if we ever really talked about that, but...
No, you told me that there was an extension, but not really that it would be something, like, cool that you, like, wanted to do.
Yeah. But I chose to come home.
Well, I appreciate you choosing to come home, because I was missing you a whole bunch.
I know you were, and I was missing you a bunch. But
like, while you were deployed, we had pretty good contact. Like, you could send me Snapchats.
Yeah, we were able to talk.
You could get pictures to me
days.
every now and then. Yeah.
I mean, some days a little short, just like, hey, I'm alive, love you, bye.
Right. Yeah, just a text. Like there was several days in a row where I would just get good morning, and that was, yeah, I'm alive. Like,
yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think there were some parts where it might have been a couple days where no contact.
Yeah,
for the most part, it was.
Yeah, the very beginning you were dark. Like,
yeah.
I would send you letters. You would send me letters.
You send me a bunch of Oreos.
Yeah, you got so many Oreos. Your mom got you Oreos for Christmas before you left.
I think every person from church that sent me a care package sent me Oreos.
Everyone's like,
well,
that was, yeah. They're like, oh, Edgar's in Afghanistan. I want to send him a care package. What can I give him? Your parents were like, Oreos. He loves Oreos.
I had so many Oreos. I just started handing out like whole boxes of Oreos to my soldiers because I was like, I don't need all of this.
Yeah.
But
good times. You also coordinated a couple little gifts to me. Like, you'd give me that teddy bear and like got me flowers on my birthday.
Was that the one that I bought the vase and it came in completely shattered?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I asked you to FaceTime me whenever you were opening it because I was excited to see you open the flowers.
Yeah.
And I remember you picked up the box and you immediately heard it like rattle.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I picked it up off the porch and I heard the glass kind of shift and I was like, oh, because I was getting ready to FaceTime you. Like, I texted you, like, just got off work, like, just about to, like, I know it's delivered, I'm going to go get it. And, like, picked it up and I was like, maybe it's just some accessories that are just jingling around. And I, like, stood upright and I was like, and it just down again. Oh no. And even when we were on FaceTime, I was trying so hard to like not make it obvious that they were broken.
They were so broken. So broken.
But it was still super sweet. They're beautiful flowers.
You know, I never got a refund from that company.
Yeah.
Anyway. But anyway, so after deployment, what happened?
So you came home at the end of July, right?
I think so.
We just started going on dates. We just started spending more time together, like all the time that we talked about while you were deployed. And we were like, oh, I can't wait until you're home.
And then soon after, what happened?
You took me to Mexico. Is that what you mean?
Right. Now, that wasn't where I was going, but yes. Would you like to tell them what happened in Mexico?
Yes, you asked me to marry you.
I did.
And then we left Mexico engaged, and then COVID happened.
Yes, that's where I was going. COVID happened. And then we got to experience COVID together.
We sure did.
So the COVID experience was fun in the first couple months.
Yeah, we were newly engaged. We were fine to be in the house.
Yeah, we were newly engaged. We were watching Tiger King.
Yeah, doing
hanging
puzzles
out.
and,
Yeah, just getting to have fun. I think we went to Walmart and just bought like random things to entertain ourselves with, like a soccer ball and like
which Rudy popped like immediately.
Yeah, our dog Rudy popped it, and then we had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
We had a
blast.
We
just went on a bunch of walks.
Yeah, we walked. We watched a lot of Netflix and movies together. Made meals together. You made an awesome like 5-course meal for me.
Oh yeah.
You were trying to impress newly engaged fiance.
Yeah.
But I had plans to start PA school. I was actually supposed to start before the deployment.
In a different city.
Yeah, so we had to move to a different city. So we ended up moving, and you took another leap of faith because we'd only still been together for less than a year. Mm-hmm. Like in person, and
it was still a pandemic.
And it was a pandemic, so you couldn't even go out or meet people.
Yeah, we were here for like a year, and we still really only knew like your school, my work, and Kroger,
and everything in between.
Whatever gas stations and fast food was in between. Yeah.
But we made it through, I say we made it through PA school. You helped a bunch. Made it through PA school, and then started working, and we actually got married during PA school. I totally skipped over that. Yeah, that's the whole point of the video. So since we were both students, we had to time it on one of our spring break, or I guess both of our spring breaks.
Yes, yeah. So we were literally married on a Friday, and then both of us were back in class for lecture on Monday. Didn't you have like a test on Tuesday or something?
I think I probably did.
I had finals.
Yeah.
I remember the girl next to me that I would study with all the time. Like we were all spread out, and we already had like our test out, so we're all quiet and stuff. So like I come in and like drop my bags at the front, and, like sit down and take my test, and she's like tapping on her desk like, and I look over at her and she's like, like so excited for me.
That's funny.
Like I did.
We got married, didn't get a honeymoon, finished out PA school. I started working, and then you graduated college.
Ooh.
And this has basically brought us up till now.
Yep.
So
that's life with my husband. That has been the last 5 years of our lives in
that's
summary.
Been the start.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Edgar, do you want to say thanks for being here?
Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate all your support for Marianne.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm gonna get some more videos out about my life and my other things going on, and try to figure out more of the technicalities. That's been some issues tonight. But as I'm learning to make these videos, I hope y'all watch them and enjoy them. So see you next time.
Take care.
Goodbye.